Hi, I'm attorney Lee Coleman at Hughes and Coleman Law Firm, and the purpose of this video is to try in about 2 or 3 minutes, as quick as I can, to run through the essentials of Social Security disability. And so I'm going to try to keep it quick and to the point. So let me tell you what I'm going to cover. So if I tell you ahead of time, you can be listening. First, how do I apply? How do you apply for Social Security disability? Who should apply? And then, will I win or not? And how much, if I win, how much will I get? And then how long will it take? So I'm going to break it down that way and try to go through it as quick as I can. So how do I apply? Well, first off, Social Security has made this very easy. You can apply either by the telephone, a toll-free number, you can apply in person, or you can apply online. So here's that information for you. The phone number is 1-800-772-1213. That's 800-772-1213. And sorry about the glasses, but I can't see without them. The website address is www.socialsecurity.gov. So that's socialsecurity.gov. Now, you can apply online at that, but also if you go to that website, you can get the address of the nearest Social Security office, and you can do it in person. They still let you do that, so you should be able to find the office closest to you through that website, go down there, and they'll tell you how to apply. Now, who should apply? Well, here's the basic rules for Social Security disability. First of all, Social Security disability, I use that term, but there's also what's called SSI. They're basically the same system, but Social Security disability is for people who have worked and paid in, had taxes taken out, Social Security taxes, and have made enough money and paid enough in that you're going to be under the Social Security disability system. Then also there's SSI, called Supplemental Security Income, that is basically SSD for people who have not made that much money and haven't paid in enough taxes. So it's all done the same way. You apply the same place, the same rules apply for who will win or who will not win. But if you're under SSD, you're generally going to get much more, or at least more, on your monthly benefit than if it's on SSI, which is basically the government subsidy that pays for people who are disabled but haven't worked that much. So who should apply? First rule is you only get Social Security disability or SSI, same thing again, if you've either been off work for at least 12 months or are going to be off work for at least 12 months. So if you've just been off work recently and don't know if you're going to be off 12 months or not, maybe it's a little too early to apply. But if you're sure you're going to be off work for at least 12 months, or pretty sure, you can go ahead and apply anytime. You don't have to wait the 12 months, but Social Security will not award your benefits until you can prove that you've either been off for 12 months or at least 12, or are going to be off for at least 12 months. So those are the basic rules for who should apply. So if you've got an injury, it doesn't matter whether you hurt yourself, it's your own fault. It doesn't matter if it's an illness. It doesn't matter what is the cause. If you have some sort of condition, illness, or whatever that's keeping you from working, and that's going to last 12 months or longer, then you can apply and should apply for Social Security disability. Now, will I win or not? Nobody can answer that for you up front. It's a complicated question. It involves getting medical records, lots of records. Social Security will get those records. The law firm can get those records, or you can get the records yourself and send them in. But everything's going to come back to, do you have a condition that's serious enough to keep you from working for 12 months or longer? Now, it's not enough whether or not you can prove that you can't do your old job. Social Security has a lot more restrictive view of it than just, can you do your old job? Your old job may have been real heavy and you can't do that anymore because your back hurts. But maybe you're smart enough and got an education and you could do a sit-down job at a desk. And if you can do that, then Social Security is going to say that you should go out and do that. So Social Security looks not only at the type of injury or illness you have, they also look at what your skills are, what type of work can you do. And if there are jobs out there that you are physically able to do, and this is a very simplified way of explaining it, but if there are jobs out there that Social Security thinks you can do, they're going to deny your Social Security disability. So it's a very involved, complicated process, but it basically looks at what type of work have you done in the past, and what are your skill levels, what is your intelligence level, how far did you go in school, can you work computers, all that sort of thing. So whether or not you'll win or not, nobody can tell you up front, but that's what Social Security is going to look at. Now, how much will you win? Well, this is all, Social Security has a database. They have your earnings records. That's all can be obtained from Social Security. But how much you win is not going to have anything to do with how much you need or how much you want. There's no pain and suffering money. It's strictly replacement wages. So if you can't work anymore, then Social Security looks at how much you've paid in. They've got your earnings record, and they can calculate, if you win, what is your benefit rate. So that's available through Social Security. If you apply online, you can ask Social Security. We normally don't worry about that at our firm until we get to the end when we win the case or not, because we don't control it. There's nothing the lawyer or you can do to increase how much you're going to win a month. That's all done before you become disabled. So if you became disabled today, it's going to be your earnings for the last 10 years before that Social Security is going to look at. So nothing you do during the application is going to get you more money per month. So we don't really worry about it too much in our cases until the end, because we can't make that go higher or lower. It is what it is based on what you made and paid in before you got hurt or became disabled. Now, how long will it take? Well, that's the toughest question, because it takes however long Social Security is going to take. But there are 3 levels. The first level is the initial application. They're going to deny most cases, although some things are automatic, like if you're a paraplegic, if you have certain types of cancers, certain diseases, you will win at the initial level. But Social Security denies most people, like any type of back injury, that sort of thing. Most of those get denied. And then you have to go to the second level. That's a reconsideration. That's what they call the request for reconsideration. Social Security will look at it again. Again, most are denied. And so most cases have to go to the third level, which is a request for a hearing. So you request a hearing, and then ultimately you're entitled to a hearing in front of a judge. Everybody who applies for Social Security, if you want it, you can get that far and have a hearing in front of a judge. And at that level, law firms, the success rate's much higher. So you just have to talk to the individual law firm to see, what maybe the success rate would be. The reason I talk about those 3 levels is because if it goes through all 3 levels before you win, you're usually talking a couple of years. Could be longer, could be shorter, and that varies around the country. There are different parts of the country that are quicker than others. And again, the law firm, nobody can change that, because if you are applying, for instance, in Nashville, Tennessee, or Louisville, Kentucky, or wherever, how quickly you can get a hearing depends on how backed up that office is. And it is different in Nashville than it is in Louisville. And again, the lawyer or the law firm doesn't control that, but it does mean that it varies from firm to firm, or from state to state, I meant to say. Now, the final thing I will say is that make sure you don't ever miss your deadlines, because if you're denied the initial application, you've got 60 days to file your reconsideration. If you miss it, then you got to start over. And then if you deny it again at the reconsideration, you'll get a paper. You've got 60 days to file your request for hearing. Don't miss that deadline, or you got to start over. So that's a quick run through, and I apologize, I've missed a lot of things, and I've only talked about the highlights. There are many more web videos out there. We have some. There's plenty throughout the internet. So if you have more questions, keep looking. But I hope this information is helpful and gets you off to a good start, and I wish you well. Thank you, and have a good day.